Welcome to the speaking portions of the IELTS exam. My name is Wichai. I will be your examiner of this part of the test. May I see your identification, please?
Yes, sure.
Thank you. What is your full name?
My full name is Anchalee Nupit, but you can call me Anchalee.
Okay, Anchalee, I'm going to put your passport here and I will give it back to you at the end of the speaking. Also, I'm going to record this for making courses.
Sure.
This had 3 parts. I'll give you instructions of each part. For part 1, I would like to get to know you a little bit better and ask you some questions on the general topics. Are you ready to begin?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what would you like to do on your leisure time?
In my leisure time, I like to exercise with my mother and other sister. Yesterday, for example, we went to the park and ran for 40 minutes.
Okay, let's talk about the home. Do you currently live in a house or apartment?
I live in a house in Bangkok. The house has 2 bedrooms and a kitchen.
What do you like about it?
I really like that small one-story house and it had a small front yard, so there is a lot of sunlight. And also it's located at the park. It has a great view.
Which is your favorite room and why?
My favorite room, I would say, is the bedroom because there is my bed that I like to sit and sleep after a hard day. I really like to listen to music, so I always turn on the music on my phone and sit on my bed. For example, yesterday after class, I slept on my bed and listening to pop song.
How can you improve your home?
Well, that is an interesting question. I want improve about color in my house because I think the house should colorful and it can make me feel better than the old color.
If you could have just one piece of furniture, what would it be?
I think that is an easy question. Absolutely, it would be my bed, as I said before. It's my family pet to sit and sleep after a hard day.
Okay, this is the end of part 1. Now for part 2. Here is the cards. Please don't turn it over. And here is some notes, paper and a pencil. The cards has some questions. You will have 1 minute to read them. Prepare your answer and you may take notes if you wish. Then you will have 2 minutes to speak. I will tell you when to start and when to stop. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Turn the cards. Your 1 minute begin now. Okay, Anchalee, your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
Okay. Thailand is the land of agriculture. Therefore, there are several plants such as sugarcane, cassava, soybean. However, the most iconic plant, I must say, is rice. Rice go on seed that people sow on rice field 1 or 2 meters with green leaf and yellow spike. There are many regions for rice production in the country, and those are north, northeast, central, and southern. Rice is the country's most important crop, with some 60% of Thailand. 13 million farmers going is on fully half of Thailand cultivated land. Thailand is a major exporter in the world rice market. Thai people eat rice as the main food and the population is increasing every year. For this reason, farmers need to try to grow rice to produce more products. In order to suffice the need of the population, I'm quite sure that rice remains a very important plant of Thai people.
Okay, Your 2 minutes is up. So I will stop you here. Please pass back the newspaper, the card, and the pencil. Thank you. And now we will continue with part 3. For part 3, I'm going to ask you some more questions related to the topics for part 2. Let's talk about pens and trees. Do you think it is important to keep pens around the house? Why or why not?
I think it is very important to have the plant in the house because it's shady and feel fresher and also beauty when there are plants around. For example, I have a jasmine. When I look at them, I feel better and it makes me bright and shiny.
What can people do to reduce the amount of tree products like paper in their daily lives?
I think the good way is using technology, and by this, people should switch from traditional paper to electronic media. So, for example, receive, invoice, letter, and bank statement. I think this would help to reduce using paper.
Why it is important to have green space like park and trees in big cities?
Trees are very important for people such as health and mood, and I think having a park and tree in the city are good because park is the place that make people relax and fresh. Trees are shade and adjust temperature in hot cities.
Let's talk about recycling. Do you think it is mainly the roles of governments or individuals to make sure people recycle? Why?
I think it both. So government should provide the substructure such as the bin in the public for separate the garbage. It's easy to collect and adding more measure. It's not only the law of government. If people not pay attention, so people should have responsibility and subconscious mind to separate the garbage properly.
What may happen in the future societies if people put all their waste into the garbage and do not recycle?
I think if people push all their waste into the garbage and don't pay attention to recycle, it will damage the natural environment. If the environment is attacked, it is also have an effect on us such as global warming and effect to animal like extinction.
How has recycling changed the way individuals do their daily shopping? What else can be done in the future?
Uh, Many years ago, a lot of people usually use plastic bag for doing the shopping, but nowadays people change from plastic bag to using cloth bag. For example, I always use cloth bag and say no to accept plastic bag from the curry shopping.
Okay, that is the end of part 3. And that concludes the speaking portions of the IELTS exam. Here is your passport back. Please take that with you.
Thank you.
Have
Welcome to the speaking portion of the IELTS exam. My name is Anchalee. I will be your examiner of this part of the test. May I see your identification, please?
Sure.
Thank you. What is your full name?
My full name is Wichai Butnamphet, but you can call me Pratu.
Okay, Patu. I'm going to put your passport here and I will give it back to you at the end of the speaking. Also, I'm going to record this for marking purposes.
Sure.
This has 3 parts. I will give you instruction for each part. For part 1, I would like to get to know you a little bit better and ask you some questions on general topic. Are you ready to begin?
Yes.
Okay, what do you like to do in your leisure time?
I like to read the book and hang out. Last week, for example, I went to the library at my university. I took a whole day to read.
Okay, let's talk about the home. Do you currently live in a house or apartment?
I live in a house at Nonthaburi. The house have 2 bedrooms, a kitchen, living room.
What do you like about it?
I really like that it's very warm house and tree. There are a lot of trees around the house.
Which is your favorite room and why?
I would say that is my bedroom because there is my comfort zone of me to sleep and relax. I really like to sleep. Last week, for example, I stay in my bedroom all day.
How can you improve your home?
Well, I think that is a nice question. I didn't think about it much. But if I can improve, I will renovate my house and write the plan by myself.
Okay, if you could have just one piece of furniture, what would it be?
I think that an easy question. Absolutely, it would be my a huge sofa because I love soft and I can really relax.
Okay, that is the end of part 1. Now for part 2. Here is a card. Please don't turn it over. And here is some note, paper, and pencil. The card has some questions. You will have 1 minute to read them. Prepare your answer and you may take note if you wish. Then you will have 2 minutes to speak. I will tell you when to start and when you to stop. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Turn over the card. Your 1 minute begin now. Okay, Batu, your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
Alright, in my country there are lots of agriculture, but the important economic point I must say that is cassava. Cassava is the top 5 that it has a lot of nutrients. In 2018, Thailand's export cassava, the first in the world, export to China, Japan, Turkey, and that is the reason why cassava is important to my country.
Okay, your 2 minutes is up. So I will stop you there. Please hand back the note paper and card and the pencil. Thank you. And now we will continue with part 3. For part 3, I'm going to ask you some more questions related to the topic of part 2. Let's talk about plants and trees. Do you think it is important to keep plants around the house? Why or why not?
In my opinion, that is really important to keep plants around the house. It can make you feel better, relaxed, and you can breathe.
Okay, what can people do to reduce the amount of tea products like paper in their daily life?
The people can reduce by using the technology so to send something instant using paper.
Why is it important to have green space like parks and trees in big cities?
Because people in the big cities can go to relax, enjoy picnic, it can make people healthy and there are where people can hang out together.
Let's talk about recycling. Do you think it is mainly the role of governments or individuals to make sure people recycle and why?
I think that always have the rule, but in my country, a lot of people lack of conscious mind and don't care to do that.
Okay, what may happen in future society if people put all their waste into the garbage and do not recycle?
In my opinion, in the future, if people doing that, it will be terrible. We will lack of the resource of material to do something, some products.
How has recycling changed the way individuals do their daily shopping? What else can be done in the future?
I think can be like everyone must use the thing that can recycling in the future. Then stop production that destroy our planet.
Okay, that is the end of part 3 and that concludes the speaking portion of the IELTS exam. Here is your passport bag. Please take that with you.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful rest of your day.